Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm just going to talk about some tips, some personal advice to help you overcome anxiety. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, and anxiety can come from a wide variety of sources. It can come from many different places. It can come from just one source. It can come from multiple. So if you think you have some sort of unresolved issues in your past or unresolved trauma that you feel that you need help on, obviously get some help for that. But regardless of where your anxiety is coming from, I feel that you can apply these pieces of advice regardless, and they'll help you out tremendously. So the first thing that you can do to quiet your anxiety down is to get your basics handled. What are the basics? Diet, exercise, and sleep. If you're eating like crap, if you're not exercising and you're sleeping, late at night and waking up early, how do you expect to feel good? So get your diet in order. Eliminate sugar. Sugar is a big, big killer, man. It's everywhere. Just take a look at next time you go grocery shopping, take a look at most items. They have a bunch of sugar in them, and sugar is just awful for your overall mood and your overall health. It makes you feel jittery, it makes you feel like crap. So limit your sugar intake. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself every now and then, but this is a big one. Just watch your sugar intake, watch your diet in general. Obviously, try to eat whole foods, try to eat as clean as possible. Obviously, drink a lot of water. Get your exercise in order. If you can lift weights, I would recommend it. Lifting weights is an amazing exercise, and it just makes you feel so good afterwards. And obviously, it has other benefits as well. It makes you just a much stronger person mentally and physically. So I would recommend weightlifting. If you don't like weightlifting, just get some sort of exercise in you every day. Go for a walk. Do what you have to do. And obviously, get your sleep in order. Try to get at least 8 hours of sleep every day. Go to sleep early. Limit your caffeine intake if you do struggle with anxiety. Caffeine is just gonna make it worse. Eliminate it or limit it to once a week, as low as possible. Eliminate vices from your life. All vices, as many as you can. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't do anything good for your life. They drain your wallet. They really don't fulfill you. They make you feel like crap afterwards. So just eliminate any vices that you have in your life. Excessive drinking, excessive partying, hanging out with the wrong people. Other common vices that I don't need to go into. Those things are just mind killers, and like I said, they don't offer any real fulfillment, and they just make you feel like crap afterwards. So eliminate those things from your life, and you'll see how much more peaceful your life is. Common sources of anxiety I've noticed are just thought patterns and ruminations, interpretations of what's going on. Basically, just being too in your head and not being in reality. So, another one is just fear of judgment in general, fear of what others think. So all these things cause anxiety, at least personally. A lot of these things are big sources of where my anxiety in my life come from. It's definitely gotten a lot better, but like I said, it's just in general being way too in your head and not in the moment. So that's my number one piece of advice that I would give you. Try to be as present as possible. Just put all your focus on being present. And this is very difficult to do, but it's a muscle. The more you practice it, the more mindful you are, the stronger this muscle is going to become, and you'll find yourself being able to focus on the present moment. Just like when you were a kid, think back when you were a kid. Were you constantly thinking? Were you constantly ruminating on things? No, you were present in the moment and you were just enjoying life for what it is. So that's the number one piece of advice I would give you. Be present to the moment. There is a really good book called The Power of Now. I believe it's by Eckhart Tolle. It's a very good book and it describes this problem to a T. I would recommend you reading that. And some things that you can do to ground yourself to the moment are breathing. Focus on your breathing. The 4-5-4 technique is basically you take an inhale for 4 seconds and then you hold your breath for 5 seconds and then you exhale for 4 and you repeat until you feel calmer. So just try it out whenever you're feeling anxious. And in general, this is just a great grounding technique. Whenever you catch yourself feeling anxious or, having anxious thoughts or just getting into that state in general, just focus on the present moment, focus on your breathing, and focus on your posture. All these things are going to ground you and are going to make you feel better. If you struggle with, negative thoughts or just ruminations, constantly thinking, something that you can keep in your head, or you can have it written down in your pocket somewhere, or just have it as a reminder, is that nobody's perfect. And no matter what you think other people may be thinking about you, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. What matters is what you think about yourself. Nobody remembers your embarrassing moments. Nobody cares about your embarrassing moments. They might care for a second, but everybody just goes back to their lives and goes back into being focused on themselves, right? So when you go out, how often do you focus on other people? You're constantly just focused on yourself, right? So again, nobody really cares at the end of the day. And that's a good thing. I mean, don't take yourself so seriously. Just remember, nobody's perfect. And another great quote that you can have written down or just think about whenever you're feeling anxious is, no matter what happens, I can handle it. These are just great quotes to ground yourself. I would advise you to not isolate yourself, to talk to people. Don't go long periods of time without talking to somebody. Do things that make you feel confident and just overall make you feel in a better mood. I would recommend joining a martial art. Joining a martial art is life-changing. It can really just take your self-esteem and confidence to a whole new level. It's a feeling that you have to go through in order to understand. There's a great quote from Fight Club that says, once you fight, everything in your life just seems to have the volume turned down or something like that. And that's very true. When you know you can handle yourself and when you know you can protect yourself and defend yourself from any harm, and you can defend others, it just gives you this sense of confidence and self-esteem that you can handle anything. So I would recommend joining a martial art, whatever it may be: boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whatever it may be. Just do activities that give you confidence and that boost your self-esteem. And remember, it's a process. Don't be too hard on yourself, especially if you're young and you're listening to this. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have it all handled. Just recognize the issue and do something about it. And realize that it takes time and it's a process. So don't be too hard on yourself. I hope something in this video is useful and helpful to somebody out there. Remember, this is a very common problem and you're not alone. So do your best. If you made it this far in the video, I thank you for listening. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I make videos on self-improvement. I talk about topics that just pique my interest in general. Topics that may not be very mainstream, but if you were to talk about these topics to your average person, they might call you a conspiracy theorist or, weird, whatever. They might insult you. If you're an open-minded person and you enjoy discussion on topics that are not very mainstream, then this is a channel for you. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next one.